Hello, everyone. My name is Luchara, and this is Eco Community Server Day 18, 2.5 weeks in. Server's pretty mature at this point. We got the late game stuff out. I mean, you can see oil drilling has definitely been happening. Lots of barrels over there. Today, I want to build a dock on my house, on my property. Well, it is my house, but more for my store. I probably should have done this weeks ago. I didn't. It happens. We'll do it now. Do it today. I also I'm going to talk about pricing a little bit. I don't want to harp on prices too much. And honestly, I mean, the thing is, my prices are probably a little high right now as well. I could probably lower things a little bit, I would say. Not that they're not ridiculously high, but they're a little high. Because like everybody else, changing prices can be a lot of work, and people don't like to do it, right? Which is where, honestly, that's where so many pricing issues come from. It's people being lazy, and I say lazy like it's a bad thing, but I do it too, right? You don't want to constantly be updating prices, but as you get better modules, you want to change your prices. As your raw goods prices change, you want to change your prices. Um, and not everybody does that all the time. And I'm guilty of it too. I'm pretty sure my prices are based off of having basic upgrade 3 in my machines. I did not update them when I went to the basic upgrade 5. So at the very least, everything should be 10% less. Probably, possibly even more. And I realize my green screen is not working real good right now. I think it's because of lighting. So just give me one sec. Is that better? Yeah, that's better, right? Um, but yeah, we had a blow up this morning over pricing issues. And look, it happens. The problem is, again, anybody remember last stream when I mentioned the Hanlon's razor? Don't attribute to malice stuff that's better explained by incompetence. Although I don't like incompetence. Basically, what it means is generally speaking, when people make a mistake, it's an honest mistake. They're not doing it out of malice, right? And there was a mistake made this morning, or well, mistake might not be the right word. Um, and I don't want to rehash the whole thing that happened today, but it was overpricing at the end of the day. Um, God. So what do I want to say about price? Do I want to do pricing first, or do I want to build a dock first? I did make a bunch of hewn for the dock. I don't know if this is gonna be enough, but I feel like it should be. It might not though. It's a very real chance that it's not enough. Um, yeah, just give me one sec here. So yeah, I'm excited because there's a whole bunch of new things that are dock centric, right? Dock platforms, dock barrel platform, dock fence, pillars, dock ramps. You know, almost all this new stuff is for docks specifically. So I'm looking forward to that. Although I'm not much of a builder, I'm going to need folks to help me make it look cool. Um, but no, okay, let's talk about pricing. So, well, the hard part with butcher pricing specifically is what do you buy carcasses at? So I'm buying small ones for $1, the hair for $1.50, or the tiny ones, sorry, because it has wool and these ones don't. Um, Small ones for $1.50, medium for 3, bison for 6. And maybe that's not enough because barely anybody ever sells me carcasses, right? So maybe I should be buying for more because I mostly have to hunt all my own stuff. So all the meat prices are based off these carcass prices. So if you have these too low, then these don't work, right? Or too high, then this is messed up. It's hard to butcher because there's a lot of like other products like this stuff is like when you butcher, it's mostly for the meat, right? These are a byproduct, I guess would be the word. So what do you price these at? I have them at half a loony. Nice and simple. But yeah, so let's look at raw meat prices. So let's look at the bison. And one thing I want to mention that I think people get tripped up when they set their prices. Some people don't even factor calories in when they set their prices. Hey, Dumando, how you doing today? Some people don't even factor in calories. Other people do. And you should factor in calories. But what price to apply to calories is one of the harder questions to answer. But also a thing that trips people up is, so to butcher a bison says it costs 70 calories, right? The thing is, it doesn't actually cost 70 calories, right? I'm a butcher. I'm a level 7 butcher. So it's 50% less calories to butcher bison, right? The problem is, in game, it doesn't go down to 35, right? It says 70 no matter what. Hey, Phil Orgram, how you doing today? So if you look at my stomach right now, I have 3175 calories in my stomach. So if I do 10 bison, this should go down to like 2470 something, right? But it's not gonna. It's gonna come down to like 2800 because it's only 350 instead of 700. But the game doesn't show you that, right? 2800. There you go. There's proof for anybody who's like, that's not how it works, Luch. So that's one of the things that can trip people up prices too, is you can't go off this because it's half. Now that's assuming you're level 7. If you're not level 7, obviously, but in my opinion, they should have it reflect here, and they don't. But it is what it is. I do apologize too. I'm still suffering from a cold, so my voice is a little toast. Yeah, one of the big problems with pricing is, and again, people are lazy, so they'll just say, okay, well, what are other people selling meat for, right? And they'll say, oh, everybody's selling it for 0.4 or 0.5, right? Hey, Kitty, how you doing today? I'm just briefly talking about prices, or trying to talk about prices a little bit, because we had an incident this morning. People just copy other people's prices blindly, and that's usually fine. But the problem is sometimes one person will come in, they'll miscalculate their price. It'll be too high or too low. And then other people will come into that freshen and they'll copy that price, even though it's bad. It's not a good price. It's too high or it's too low. That's part of the problem. So basically I get 20 meat out of one bison, right? Let's ignore the byproducts for now. Let's just put those aside for now. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't factor them in. So basically, so am I, Fuse. Most people are. That's the problem. Most people are lazy when it comes to pricing. Basically, because I have 50% from the module, right? It's basically half a bison carcass to get this. So one bison carcass gets me 20 meat, right? So that's 20 times 0.4 is 8 loonies. Yeah, no, it's all good, Kitty. So right away, I would make 2 loonies off a bison carcass. And that's fun, and that's fair. and that's not factoring in my calories. But also I'm getting like, that's 2 loonies. That's 5 loonies worth of byproducts, right? The problem with the byproducts is they don't always sell, right? I clearly have a bunch of wool. So generally when I'm a butcher, I don't necessarily factor in the byproducts at their actual price, because clearly leather, hide, and shorn wool aren't exactly flying off the shelves anymore, right? um, yeah, I could probably drop my meat to even 0.3, honestly. So if I dropped it to 0.3, basically I'd be breaking even off a bison carcass, but any byproducts I'd sell, I'd be profit. That might be a little too low, right? And again, that's not factoring in the calories though. But the calories aren't a lot. Some professions are way more calorie dependent. Oil drilling is very calorie dependent. Making roads. I mean, most of the late game stuff like advanced masonry, composites, industry electronics are very calorie dependent. Does anybody have any questions about pricing? So I would say 0.35 is probably a better price for my raw meat. Thing is, right, and this is the laziness coming in again. If I drop my raw meat price, that means I have to recalculate all my other meat prices, right? Because they're all based off raw meat. You try to do your own pricing all the time, because never trust the market price. And it's true, you shouldn't. Because honestly, it's amazing how often it's wrong. The other thing is too, are other people buying bison carcasses for the same than I am? 5 loonies there. 5, 5, 6, 5, 5, 6, 6. So 5 or 6, right? But like the people, like if a butcher's buying it for 5, then their meat price should be even lower, right? Because the meat price should be based off carcass price. But for example, bison carcass should be double the bighorn elk deer carcasses, because you get twice as much meat. And again, byproducts, whether or not you want to figure out byproducts or not, is up to you. So I'm not going to readjust all my prices now. I'll do that later. I don't want to have the whole stream being price reductions, but yeah, and Excel, when I was into mechanics and industry and that stuff, I had my own spreadsheet going for prices. Now, there's also a pricing calculator. The pricing calculator is linked in the pinned messages on the Eco channel. You can, I have this here because I want to make sure my math was right. So this was the item that caused the issue this morning, the price of this, because this, I don't know if it still is, but it was going for 1, when really it should be going for 0.1. But again, I don't think it was malice on the part of the tailors. It's just an honest mistake. And this is with price per 1,000 calories set at 5, which in my opinion is high, and profit percentage at 50%, which you could argue should be lower. But tailors, I'm okay with tailors having a higher profit percentage than a lot of other jobs, because tailors don't sell a lot. And tailors, especially late game, they need to invest a lot in the late game tables, and you don't necessarily make that money back, right? So I understand tailors going with a higher profit percentage, but the linen yarn was extremely overpriced. Like I honestly don't know how you could argue that it wasn't. Agane says, you do the same thing, so I'm not really sure how to calculate the value of some of the higher things. Yeah. So, well, let's look at it. So let's do heat sinks. Let's heat sinks. Is that mechanics? Yes. Okay, so it's a mechanics thing. So that's made in, I'm assuming you have the best upgrades. And maybe you don't, but let's assume you do. We'll leave our price per 1,000 calories at 5. We'll leave our profit percentage at, let's put our profit percentage down to 50, or down to 30 from 50. You don't have, okay, so I'm gonna do this assuming people have the upgrades. If you don't, you would put what you do have in here, right? So we're only interested in heatsink right now. So let's just close everything else out here. It's going to take me seconds, so just bear with me. I think I'm going to make a video about this too, because it just happens so much. So now we got to figure out what copper plate and copper wiring costs, which we might not be able to do, right? There might not be any on sale. All right, so copper wiring, copper plate's going for 3.1. So yeah, so let's assume that price of 3.1 is good. You're making the mats all the mats yourself. So then you would have to calculate those first. But let's just use market value. I just want to show how to use the calculator, right? And copper wiring is going for 10, 5.25, 5.56. Well, those are all over the place. But see, now NDK hasn't been online in a long time, so his prices are outdated and don't use those, right? Let's not use it. He hasn't been on for a week. So let's use the, so we'll say 5.5 for wiring, right? So 3.1 for plate and 5.5 for wiring. So that's all your materials, right? 30% profit percentage. We'll assume price per 1,000 calories of 5. And again, I would argue that this should probably be like something like 3. And then you hit calculate prices. So this is saying 37.7. I would be okay with rounding this up to 40 or at least 38, right? No, Kitty. I mean, they might have been new at some point, but when I was mechanics 2 runs ago or 3 runs ago, whenever it was, 2 runs ago, um, lavish on the top left. How do you do that? Sorry. How do you turn on the lavish though, Xandra? I don't see it. Oh, if you put this up to 7. So that's a 5% reduction. So if we recalculate 35.81. Um, so yeah, I mean, that's assuming you're mechanics 7 if you're not. But yeah, copper plates were there when I was mechanics 2 servers ago. This website, it's just the eco crafting calculator. Um, and again, I have nothing to do with this. I didn't make this. I don't know who did. I just wanted to show it. So like, if you don't want to copy other people's prices and you don't want to like do the math yourself, this will do the math for you, but you need to how to manipulate all the fields correctly, right? It's pinned. It's pinned in the Discord, but it is, if you go into the pins, it is down quite a bit. But yeah, you can use this. And I don't know what you have been charging for heat sinks, but like I said, anything from 35 to 40. But let's just, for the sake of experimentation, let's put our profit percentage up to 40 and recalculate. So it goes back up to 38 point something. In my opinion, profit percentage should be anywhere from 30 to 50, depending on your job and depending on what you're selling. Oh, is this an old version? No, I don't think it is, Andrew, because it had the flax stuff in it. Because I got here through the pin, and the flax stuff was here for the linen yarn. Or are you saying that I'm not in the new version? Because I got here through the pin and it had the well, what could I check here? So yeah, ship rates here. 10.0.3. Oh, it's cut off? Shouldn't be cut off. It should be there. Oh yeah, other people can see it. You must not be, you have it cut off. So yes, it is the updated version. So yeah, so you can use this to help calculate prices. Um, Oh yeah. Okay. I'll answer your question in a minute, Dumando. I want to talk about profit percentage. So if you're selling, let's say, brick, roads, um, iron bars, something like that you're going to sell literally hundreds of, profit percentage should be on the low side, 20, 30, something in that range, no higher than 30. Now, if you're selling something like an advanced carpentry table, yeah, my green screen is terrible today. If you're selling like an advanced carpentry table, which is something that you're only going to sell 10 of, right, over the whole course of the run, it's okay to do 50, maybe even 60% profit percentage for something like that, because you don't sell a lot of them, right? Whereas the bulk items, like food, should be a low profit percentage, crops, the building blocks, bars, like smelted bars, all that stuff should have a lower profit percentage. But some people will go as high as 100. And again, tailors also should, I feel like they should artificially inflate their own profit percentage because they sell so few things. But Dumando asked, would you do an adjustment if you're delivering or having it delivered to you? Generally speaking, if I have a buy order for something, aka having something delivered to me, like let's say I was a mechanic and I was making this stuff, right? And I really want people to deliver to me. I might put my buy price for like copper plates up to 3.5. Now, this is a terrible example because mechanics going to make their own copper plates, copper wires. But let's pretend that they don't for this example, right? I might put my price up in my store just to encourage people to deliver to me, but I'm not going to recalculate my price based off that. So basically, me putting my buy price in my store to encourage people to deliver to me, I do not pass that extra cost on to the customer, if that makes sense. If you're delivering, I wouldn't. I mean, if you're delivering, you're kind of selling at their price anyway, right? You know what I mean? Um, and again, some people will go like 10 for price per calorie because they'll be like, oh, well, the most expensive food costs, that's what the most expensive food costs, or higher. And it's like, I mean, you're not wrong. And maybe that is what you're actually eating. But you don't have to eat the most expensive food, right? Nobody's forcing you to do that. You're doing that for your XP rate or whatever, right? But I feel like passing on the cost of eating the most expensive food to your customers is kind of shady. And nobody should ever be eating exclusively the most expensive food anyway, because you want to have a balanced diet and all that. So I generally go low with my price per 1,000 calories personally. Other people are different. And again, like a lot of these things I'm saying are like, it's fine. Like if somebody puts their price per 1,000 calories at 10, that's fine. The price will still be reasonable, right? It's when people don't update their prices, you get unreasonable things. Yeah, like Kitty goes no higher than 5. Yeah, and like Egg and Eggs they just eat wild stew and meaty stew, right? So they would only charge 1 for their price per 1,000 calories, right? But it happens all the time, and I've been guilty of it too. Server 7, I was a smelter, and iron prices just didn't change for a really long time, and it should have. They were too high. It was at like 2.5 or something. I don't even remember what it was at, maybe 2. And I was guilty of just lazy pricing. I wasn't doing it out of greed. It was just laziness, right? And then one of the other smelters decided to readjust their price, but they decided to value iron ore at like super low because they had a skid steer, and in their mind that because iron ore was, so basically the iron price went from 2 to like, the iron bar price went from 2 to like, I don't know, he was charging like 0.4, like something way too low. And I was like, what are you doing, man? I realized it was too high, but you can't go that far the other way. Like, anyway, it happens all the time. Prices are wrong all the time. And again, probably a little high. Probably a little high. And yeah, the picture, the textures to review thing is broke. I don't know what's going on here. It did not get fixed at server restart, unfortunately. I am going to build a dock. I am going to build a dock, but I want to talk about pollution for a sec. So, as most of you may be aware, I turned pollution off. Well, I didn't turn pollution off. I'll explain what I did after taking a drink. I mean, this is my 13th server. So basically, we're going to shoot the meteor down, probably, what day? I'd have to look at my calendar here. Let me get my phone out so I can look at the calendar. We'll probably be shooting the meteor down probably the 20th, probably January 20th. We usually play for about 5 weeks, 6 weeks. So the server will stay up past January 20th, but generally speaking, not a lot of people play past the meteor. I usually take a few weeks off, a few weeks to a month off between servers. The server stays up while I'm taking that time off if you do want to continue playing. And then we'll start a new one. So probably late February will be the next one. I agree with Katie. I don't think a skid steer should change the price of stone and rocks. Other people disagree, and that's fine. Yeah, I'm just going to get to my steam truck so I can see the pollution screen before I talk about pollution. You're going to try shipwright next time? Yeah, I'm surprised we didn't have more people try it this run with it being the new skill, right? And I don't know if the person involved is watching, but I came at somebody pretty hard in chat this morning about the pricing stuff, and I apologize for that. I got kind of worked up. But even if everybody had a skid steer, I still think you don't. And for the record, okay, and I should start the whole pricing conversation with this. Iron ore, in my opinion, has a base price of 0.25. Logs have a base price of 0.25. Stone changes from server to server. We're doing, what are we doing this server? 0.05 for stone, right? Other ores, generally coal a little less than iron, copper a little more, gold a little more than that. Now this server with the ore generation changing, I would probably go even higher for copper and gold. I'd go like 0.35 for copper and I don't know, maybe even 0.5 for a gold ore, because like it's so hard to find. Now what iron ore and stuff is actually going for, I don't know. I think it's going for 0.2, which is a little less, but that's still within the realm of reason, right? Oh, 0.15. Yeah, there's not a lot of gold out there. So gold is more common in the jungle than it is under the cold mountains. So are people buying gold ore for 3 loonies or gold bars for 3 loonies? Yeah, okay, no, people are that's the right price. Bars, yeah, that's a good price. That's a good price for gold bars. So you can, based off what I just said, um, crushing stone costs me more than selling it to the government. Yeah, I mean, if that's the case, don't crush it, right? I mean, simple solution. The problem, see, the crushed stone thing is tricky Because you would think logically, I guess I don't have any crushed here to look at. You would think logically that you take whatever stone is, right? You would base the crush price off of that, right? In theory, right? That would make sense. But yeah, crushed sandstone is going for basically the same as the sandstone. So yeah, so it doesn't, like Dumando said, Dude Mando. I'm sure is how you want that pronounced. I apologize for that. And my newest patron, quick shout out to my patrons. Oh, I didn't update it. Just give me a sec. Give me a sec. I did update it, but I didn't. Give me one sec. Sorry. But yeah, shout out to my patrons. I could not do this without them. Um, yeah, crushed. You would think the price of crushed would be based off the price of stone, right? Logically. Problem is, it's not the case. There we go. All right. Shout out to my patrons. Updated. Couldn't do this without them. Much appreciated. Crushed sandstone is selling for 1/3 sandstone. Well, I mean, what's sandstone? I mean, it's selling for the same, right? Isn't it? Which I agree is stupid. Oh no, I guess it's selling for double, right? Sandstone. Like, is anybody selling sandstone other than the government? And I mean, honestly, like if it was me, okay, so the problem is, and the reason that crushed sandstone is cheaper, I assume, I don't know why. Um, but part of the reason is crushed sandstone is a byproduct of making iron, right? So the smelters just want it gone. They just want it out of their inventory, right? But look, I mean, honestly, if people want to sell it for cheap, that's fine. It shouldn't should it be this cheap? No, it should be more. It should be more. Well, and the other thing is, I mean, roads should be super cheap. I don't know if they are. I have no idea, honestly. I have not checked road prices. An 8.5, yeah, that's decent. That's decent for roads. Crush a sandstone level. Yeah, if you're leveling your mining still, that's smart, right? All right, so pollution. So I turned off this part of pollution right here. Basically, there's like two Boolean values that are usually set to true. I turn them to false. Somebody else had asphalt for zero point 0.8 something, which is what it should be. Rico's is also low, but yeah, Tarun's is a little high. I mean, it's a market economy, but there's kind of some established prices. Like I'm assuming you just join because I kind of just iron ore 0.25, logs 0.25, other ores, coal's a little less, other ores are a little more. Stone is like 0.05 or whatever. You can factor the vast majority of prices just off those, other than food, of course. Food is its own thing. Um, but obviously there's supply and demand. Um, there is some supply and demand to some degree, but and also with this being my 13th server, certain prices we try to keep prices generally the same from server to server. So sometimes when somebody new come in and they'll be like, "Well, why is this price like this?" It's like, well, that's what it always is, right? And I know that's not necessarily a good answer for those people, but if you're used to something being about that, you could do a fully planned economy with central price setting. Generally speaking, people don't like that, and honestly, it's a lot of work. It would be a lot of work from my end. More, it would be more work. Well, Yeah, you'd really have to. I mean, you could always suggest prices, but in order to make people follow them, that would be a lot of laws. And I don't even know if you could do that actually. Yeah, I don't know. The law system is fairly robust though in this game. So yeah, sorry, I'm going to circle back to pollution here. Um, so basically, this part of pollution I turned off over the weekend because it's a long weekend. I know people would want to play, and I didn't want to have to tell people that they couldn't play because pollution was too high. But at some point, I was hoping to turn this back on, and it's actually okay right now. But even now, though, like earlier this morning, this was at like minus 300 and something. It's already creeping up to positive numbers. Um, so I'm going to monitor this for another day or two to decide if it's feasible to turn back on. But as people switch over to green power, maybe it becomes feasible. And I just want to say, if you invest in solar panels or a wind turbine, if you're trying to do the right thing, if you're trying to get into green power, and I don't end up turning pollution back on, your efforts will not be wasted. I will do some kind of government rebate, subsidy, something to pay the people who have been trying to go green because I appreciate it. And maybe I'll just put in some kind of subsidy for going green anyway and see if we can get pollution off at some point. But like when I checked this yesterday or last night, pollution was super high. We would have had sea level rise. We would have had temperature change, and I don't want that. Right? I would like to turn it back on, but only if it makes sense to do so. You were wondering why the river next to me was clearing up despite running a steam generator. Maybe there was other things running before that aren't anymore. Um, yeah, to say this is a crafting survival game, and it is, but yeah, the government stuff and lawmaking is really. Although to be fair, basically we use the same laws and government stuff. Um, every server, more or less, just so people know what to expect. And obviously, if we find a better way to do something, we'll do it. I am always trying to evolve. But yeah, most people are used to a certain way of doing things. So as of right now, pollution is going to stay off for probably at least another day or two. I would love people trying to go green. Um, you're trying to level your electronics to provide solar and wind. Yeah. And I saw, I don't know who mentioned it. Somebody mentioned, it might have been you. And you mentioned somebody, if it was you, if it wasn't, whatever. You wanted to go electronics so you can get lights out there. I would argue that lights are a bad idea right now because they always burn power. Until we get more green power, I feel like having lights would be a bad idea. And maybe somebody else talked you out of that already, or you realized it yourself. But yeah, solar and wind generators would be great. So yeah, so that's the plan with pollution. Again, prices, just try to watch your prices. And and the other thing is, if somebody mentions, hey, your prices are too high, try to take an honest look at your prices. Don't just get defensive. Or if somebody breaks into the same profession as you and their prices are lower than yours, try to look at it and say, look at that. That's cool. Try to look at it and say, why are their prices low? I wonder, right? Should I lower mine? Should be your reaction to that. Not, oh, this guy's trying to screw me, right? Because they're probably not. Now, look, there are some people who will undercut just for the sake of undercutting. I mean, it's generally frowned upon, but I can't stop people from undercutting. It is what it is. But don't confuse correcting a price with undercutting because those are different things, right? Hey, Richard, how you doing today? Some people with wind turbines, yeah, I think we're slowly starting to get more. Solar generators and wind turbines. So there's 12 solar generators now. No, No, not turbine, Luch. It is not turbine. And 2 wind turbines. So not many wind turbines. Xander has them both. They're both right there. They're both right there. So that's what the wind turbines look like, for anybody who didn't know. Is there anyone who needs more asphalt? I do not know, because, yeah, there's, with this map being so water heavy, there's less roads needed for sure. Right? Like this, almost all these roads are pretty much all built, right? Yeah, no, it is cool. The tension, like you said, between personally doing well versus the co-op aspect. But I will say, like, as the server administrator, that tension can make my life miserable at times, right? Um, but I get it. I get what you're saying, but yeah, that tension can. What was it? Oh yeah, I wanted to show. So Xander's been busy working on a property. I should show off. So it's got a new store, but the real work is down below, right? Nice glass here, but you've come down. It's got the dual docks with the dual ramps, right? And you can come in. So, yeah, so there's a store up there, or you can bring your boat in, and there's a store down here. So she's got 2 stores. I'm assuming the stores are the exact same, right? It's just convenience, purely convenience. The road guys got our road down. You were excited about that? Yes, it's always great when you get a road to your place, finally. It's always a good day. Yeah, and the other thing is we have a lot of new players this run. Um, 2 people died building that dock, and you will forgive some of my veterans. I mean, we try to be new player friendly. We try to answer questions, but sometimes when you don't realize someone's new, you think they might be trying to take advantage of you when really they just don't know better. Right? It happens. So obviously I'm not going home right now. I just want to go show something. My tutorial vids brought you to the server. That's the case for a lot of people, which is why I should probably make more tutorial videos. All right. I want to go up here. There is a statue. Somebody built a statue, and I don't even know who it was. Somebody took a screenshot of the statue. It was on the weekend. I was like, oh, that's cool. We're going to have to check that out next stream. So we're going to go do that now. I have no idea who built it. Yeah, Kevin says brought me to the server, and the vast majority of people are in that boat. Oh, either that or my single player Let's Play. A lot of people watched that. Like my early servers were mostly people from that, but since then, yeah, it's mostly people from my tutorials. You made a mistake of building in the mountain. Yeah, that's a mistake. I mean, some people will do it. Even veterans will do it for a challenge. Like if you look over here, like, you know, Tarud and Jasper, Dr. Okola, Domo, they're veterans. They knew what they were getting into, but they were looking at it as a challenge. But yeah, it can be challenging when you live up in the mountain. So here's the statue. Oh, was that like river sand? It is. It's river sand and dirt. All right, well, this is the homestead of Pepper. I don't know who Pepper is, but I don't know if over here is also Pepper. I'm assuming it's somebody else. Oh, I think I know whose statue this is. It's Hood. I should have known it was Hood. So this is really cool. So it's like, I mean, he looks like a dude from the Crusades, right? With the cross on his chest. Um, but the pose reminds me of, for some reason, it reminds me of Gandalf. Like when he's facing the Balrog in Moria. It's a Tiki Island statue, indeed. That's really cool. So shout out to Hood for building that. Although I have to send Hood a message. So Hood and Dora, I don't know, Katie, do you know if anything ever came of Hood and Dora saying they had items just go missing? I was busy. I didn't follow up with them. I probably should have. I'll have to send one of them a message and see if anything ever came of that. You shall not undercut. Please tell me that stoplight's up. Yep, it does. Can I turn it on? Oh, yes, okay. It should be. Oh, it is on. Oh, it's up here. You can't see the flame. The flame's in here is the problem. There's the flame. So he should have made an extra space, but still really nice. Yeah, you could definitely go with something different. Now, like there's more like a brazier instead of a torch stand. Um, yes, for anybody's curious, the admin command I use there, FE, basically makes stuff ignore requirements. So in theory, that torch will run forever without fuel because it's cool. So I did it. But shout out to Hood for that. Hood always makes cool stuff like that. Oh, so they did figure it out, Kitty. So their stuff was in void storage because oh, Bravo's port entry. Yes. Yeah, yeah. That's what that is too. Yeah. That's true. Um so basically I think what happened is if you're sharing a residence with someone and you get like kicked out and you had stuff in there it like disappears. But even their steam truck though, like you wouldn't think that would make the steam truck disappear, right? Like anyway, hopefully they figured it out. Hopefully they got their stuff back. Sorry about that. Yeah, this cold is getting the best of me. You need 4 lasers. So the government stores will eventually buy the lasers. Um, Zan helped them locate the void storage and find the missing stuff. Even explained how to have not to evict to just cool. Thank you. Well, I don't know. She said she'd be right back, so I don't know if she's back. But if you're back, thanks, Sandra. So we'll need 4 meteors and 1 computer lab. Shoot down the meteor. But again, we have like 2.5 weeks, right? There's no rush. So we'll put a buy order for that. Ooh, I guess if we're going to do a building contest, we should figure out what we're doing with that too, right? Pretty soon. All right, so for a dock. Yeah, oh, they're expensive. They're expensive. The framed glass they need isn't cheap either. So what I was thinking for like a dock, just have a nice big wide berth out front for like you can get like wooden transport ships and everything in. Probably not the barge, not the large barge anyway. Maybe I'll fill in this hole. So if they have a large barge, they can drop a truck here and drive up. But yeah, I'm thinking nice big dock berth, whatever, out front. Then overside here, I can have just a little smaller one that I can get my little boat in here. Well, I guess I could buy the bigger boat too. What's out there for shovels? Is there any modern shovels out there? There's one modern shovel, but there's 4 steel shovels. That's Eskermore's store, I believe. Well, they're both over on the other continent. Yeah, 80 gold bars. Yeah, yeah. Better get digging indeed. But yeah, despite the hiccups, obviously there's always something going on. Overall, I've enjoyed this server, but I also didn't play a whole lot last week because I was busy with family stuff. But yeah, if I'm going to be, although Guess I'm not gonna be doing that much digging. I probably don't need to upgrade my shovel, but I'm going to. Is there any steel whetstones? Yes. All right. You know what? I'm just gonna go to Eskimore's store since he has both shovels and whetstones. See, there's value to having diverse crops or crops products, diverse products. So instead of having to make two stops, you need asphalt. I might make a little asphalt road, and I'll hit you up, Rico, because yeah, not many people on your continent are going to need roads, right? At this point. And I mean, I could always draw more road districts, but do we really need more road districts? Also, did you? I emptied the government store once. You filled it again, right? And so I'm gonna have to go empty it again. Or did somebody else empty it? Yes. Okay, I will go empty it a second time. So, oh, we can do a racetrack again. That's true. We did that the last couple servers, or last server and two servers ago, or three servers ago. Yeah, server 10 and 12. We did racetracks. Sec, I gotta mute my mic again. Deep Ocean Racetrack or around the Deep Ocean Racetrack. Yeah, we could do that. Boat racetrack. Well, that doesn't help sell asphalt though. I get what you're saying, but we're trying to suggest a racetrack so that we can sell asphalt because there's a lot of asphalt in stock that's not selling. I mean, by the time we start, the hope is with the building contest is that last time we did it, it was just but you can't build over open ocean though, so it's going to be hard to make a track for boats. You know what I mean? So the build contest last time we limited it to space. It was what 2x2 claims maximum, and then the government gave money to anybody who was interested, so that anybody who was participating should have been able to afford whatever building materials they wanted to build with. Right? Wait, I thought this was a store that had. Does he have? Do you have two stores, Escamore? Or was that somebody else's store who had all the tools? Oh, I guess you have more than one store, don't you? I guess I should have checked. I just assumed it was this store. In back. Oh, yep, there is another store. Should have checked the map. That would have been the easy solution. Here it is. There we go. Thanks, Kitty. Steel shovel. And let's get like 5 steel whetstones. I'm going to need them for my bow, too. You don't know why this was recommended to me, but it looks fun. So if you've never played this game, obviously there's going to be Minecraft expansion or Minecraft similarities, right? It's a block based survival crafting game, but there's not really a lot of survival in this game. Like you can't die. Well, you can't die on an individual level. Um, you can kill the planet via pollution if you're not careful, which they made much harder 2 patches ago. So we as a community are still adjusting to the new pollution, and we're not doing a very good job of it right now, to be fair. But also there's a meteor, which I believe just went around the other side of the planet, that needs to be destroyed, or it literally hits the planet and like wrecks everything. But it's much more, there's no creepers, right? Yeah, it's an interesting game. And obviously we're in the late game now, so there's, There's trucks and, wind turbines and all that. But you start out with just, stone tools and, you know, elbow grease, right? But it's definitely an interesting game. I mean, I've got thousands of hours in it and I still enjoy it for the most part. But the economic aspects and all that also tend to draw people in. Now, I'm sure there's Minecraft mods that could make a similar experience to Eco, but and like these boats are new. These were just added in the last patch, so the boats are pretty cool. But yeah, it's a good game. Um, this is my community server, yes. Um, my 13th one. Basically, I did a solo run of this game. It's definitely intended to be a co-op game. You can play it solo. I don't know if I'd recommend it. I did it. I shot down the meteor by myself. It's doable, but it's a lot of work. Um, and then I started doing community servers because that Let's Play did really well for me, and I've been doing them ever since. So this is my 13th one, and this will not be my last. If you're interested in joining, we do try to be new player friendly. Um, there should be a link to my Discord in the description. The server info can be found there if you're interested. So, all right, modern shovels can hold what, 10? Oh, still only 5. No, wait, this is a steel shovel. Duh. It's not a modern shovel. Modern shovels can hold 10, though, I think. All right, so am I going to need... Am I going to need to dig this stuff up, too? Or can my boat go over that? Yeah, at some point, I think that'd be fun to do. We were kind of talking about doing something like that before the big update, because the big update changed so much. Because, yeah, so the group cap thing, that's something we need to talk about. And I mean, there's a lot of things I need to do. I need to, like, we have all these rules that I don't actually have posted anywhere. I need to post them, but I need to decide what the actual rules are first. So, Sleepy Boy is asking about group cap. Typically, the rule is we don't want large groups playing together. Um, Now, the question is, what's a large group? No, I just got a tiny little bit of digging I need to do echo. I'm just making a little. Oh, the water didn't. Eco water physics for the win. No, I don't have a lot of digging I need to do, just a little bit. I was making a little dock. Um, so the group thing. Large groups tend to, even if they have good intentions, large groups can kind of ruin a server. Because no matter how good their intentions are, they can be frustrating to have around if you're a single player. Because they can just do things that you can't do. Right? And that can get frustrating. So I try to avoid large groups. Now, groups of 2 people, I've always said I'm fine with. Look, I'm not going to tell like a married couple they can't play together, right? Anything larger than 2, generally speaking, is frowned upon. In the past, and probably in the future, and I will. Hey, Camille, I'll answer your question in a sec. I just want to talk about this group thing first. 3 people, even 3 people, can be dangerous, I think. In the past, I've kind of let people do 3, but it depends who they are and how they want to play. Basically, if you want to play um, more than 2, you basically have to promise me that you're not going to take specialties that mesh together, right? So like one person takes food, another person takes like the wood stuff, and another person goes like mechanics. That would be fine, right? But if one person does mining, one person does smelting, and the other person takes mechanics and stuff, that's not good because then the other mechanics don't feel like they compete. The other smelters, right? It just hurts the economy in general. Um, Now I was considering relaxing the group rule because the way the settlement system works, to me, it seems like the developers are kind of saying that they're kind of encouraging group play, right? Which is not what I want but I was kind of like, fine, they want group play. I'll just let people have groups, right? Which is why we have like two 4-person groups this server. And there's been friction. And again, it's not that these groups are trying to be greedy or trying to control things, but it's just really hard. It can be really frustrating playing around a group. And we have multiple groups this server. But yeah, like I've had lots of DMs about, oh man, this group, frustrating, and I don't know, like I don't like telling people how to play, but clearly, and like your group, Sleepy, I know you have good intentions, right? Like you're trying to do things right, but even it's so hard. It's so hard to not ruffle feathers as a group, no matter what you do. So how wide is let's just get this in here. All right, so Camel asks, playing for the first time, I was wondering if I can make artificial river by digging by the sea to make flow and use water wheel. Yes, technically, water wheel just needs flowing water. You can make it flow. But what you kind of need to do is you need to use aqueducts, which is a form. And when I say a form, so like I have a hewn log in my hand right now, right? If I hold F, I have all these different forms. So an aqueduct block is a form of brick. So if you dug out like a canal, you're basically asking about canals, either to have flowing water for a water wheel or to travel on, you would need to use aqueduct blocks, which are brick. It's a form of brick because water physics are different around aqueduct blocks. Yeah, maybe groups larger than X can only specialize in X amount of trees. Yeah, so it's hard. It's hard. But again, and I don't know if Xander must not be watching right now. She must be busy with work because she's been telling me to actually post rules for a long time now. And anytime I say, oh, I should probably post my rules, she's like, yep, I know. And she's right. She's 100% right. Oh, that's deep ocean. I feel like that's not deep ocean. Well, it's definitely not deep ocean. I said yes, but then she didn't do it. Didn't I? I don't remember. So this isn't deep ocean, but this one is. Make it make sense, eco devs. Make it make sense. Like, how is this not deep ocean? That is. Like, I don't, whatever. It is what it is. I don't understand it. So am I going to be able to build a dock on this side? Or is it going to tell me it's deep ocean? All right, let's put these hewn logs away. I'm craving agouti enchiladas, and I don't think I have any. No, sorry, I'm craving elk tacos. Agouti enchiladas are something different altogether. Welcome aboard, Chavea. Well, see now, okay, the rule page, I think that's supposed to be the Discord rules, right? Not the eco server rules. Like when people say the rule page is blank, if I do eco, if we do post the eco server rules, it will not be on the hashtag rule page, right? Because that's supposed to be rules for the Discord, which I should also post. To be fair, you know, but I'm a slacker. I'm a slacker. I'm not gonna say otherwise. But yeah, I mean, I guess what I was thinking, and yes, it's the server's a few weeks old. It's mature, but you can definitely still contribute as a new player. Um, what I always tell people who join late and are scared that they're too far behind and whatnot. I mean, it's a great way to join, get a feel for the game, get a feel for the server, and then when the next server comes, you know the game, you know us, we know you, right? It's always good. Join. All right. Yeah, more eco water physics for the win. Yeah. Yeah, I know I get what you're saying, Kitty. But like that rules thing didn't used to be there, and then the Discord changed there a little while ago. It just kind of appeared. Oh, there we go. All right. So anybody with the bigger boat, um, like the medium transport ship, does it need a certain depth of water? Like if somebody brings their medium transport ship here, is it going to get caught up on these blocks? Do I need to remove these blocks? You started Thursday and you have a pretty good setup already because people don't overcharge for everything. It needs to be too deep. All right, thank you, Blacking Out. And hey, Exhibit, it's going pretty well. I mean, there's been issues. There's a lot of changes in the update. Some good, some less than good. Pollution's an issue again. Obviously, well, I say obviously, like it's unavoidable. There's been price issues, which happens, right? Um, but overall, it's going pretty well. There's a lot of people playing, although we have lost a lot the last week. But I mean, it happens, right? You lose people as you go. I think we've lost half our people at this point, maybe even a little more than half. And again, I mean, it happens, right? Oh yeah, quite a bit more than half. So we've lost quite a few people over the last little bit. Yes, that's exactly it. We want to have a server where people play the game rather than game the game. Um, oh, Jasper's not active. There's a few names on here I'm surprised about, and then a lot of these people have been gone for a long time, right? But yeah, you can always come back. Just because you go on inactive doesn't mean you can't come back, right? Um, yeah, we've lost a lot, but I mean, we've lost a lot. We still have 59 active players, right? That's a lot, right? But yeah, they've slowed the game down with this newest update for sure, which is good because we tried to slow it down with some of our laws anyway. Um, yeah, the pollution's I don't know, but the pollution. So basically, what I've been told has changed about the pollution. So if you're over a certain threshold for CO2, you start like generate your CO2 goes over a certain level. Eventually, the temperature will change. The problem was they used to calculate it like per real life day, and I think I've been told what they actually did was it's now in game day, right? So it's like super fast. Like it pollutes super fast. Like if you go over the CO2 cap, like if you go over basically the plants you have remove CO2, right? If your pollution goes over what your plants are removing, it happens incredibly fast. The climate change happens way too fast, in my opinion, right? It's not, ooh, yeah, I don't like this. I don't like this gap. Well, I'll have to change that to something. And I'm going to have to remove a little bit more sand here so people can get their medium transport ships in if they have one. There, that should do it. Yeah, they need to do some rebalancing. Like, basically, the problem with the pollution is basically in order to not have climate change and sea level rise, you basically have to tell people not to play the game. Order stones to fix that gap. Yeah, I'll have to grab some. All right, so got a little berth for me. How wide is that transport ship? I think if I go straight out here, it should be fine, right? It should still be able to fit in there. What do people not want? Shale. Yeah, people generally aren't paying for stone this run. Of course, we'll see how far it lets out and lets me build before something is considered deep ocean. Yeah, you can fit a medium transport ship in here, right? Yes, definitely. You have all kinds in stock. If you do need it. Oh, more stone, you mean? Right, Kitty? Oh, well, that's lovely. Is there a way to make that line up? Because that's going to bother me. Why did it do it like that? Oh, come on. Like, seriously? Use the other option. Dock support. Building underwater is great. There we go. Yes, that's much better. Thank you, Kitty. And Sleepy for the suggestion. I agree. It's much better. Much better. I still can't believe it considers this deep ocean. So dumb. Whatever. Oh, where did this come from? Worked our way from the bottom up here. Build as we rise. Oh, can I do it without screwing up? I missed one. I missed one. And I missed it again. Oh, it's getting worse. I'm making it worse. And this is why I'm not much of a builder, folks. There. Now over here. Oh yeah, doing it from down here is way better. And I know these aren't necessary, but I just like them. I like having actual support. I don't need to put any over here, right? No. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go buy some mortared stone, fix that, because that's annoying and I don't like it. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put more dock over here. And there will probably still be a gap, but I can get mortared stone to fix that. Hey Sarah, how you doing today? How's Tuesday? How's 2024 treating people? Realistic sports are 100% necessary, Kitty says. Um, I'm doing pretty. I have all the meats in stock right now, I think, right? Except for, well, I might not have any prime cuts. No, not raw sausage, boiled sausage. There we go. Just get out of a work meeting. You had to miss the start stream. Yeah, I was mostly talking about boring stuff like pollution and pricing and stuff. That's a nice little visual bug there. Eco's gonna eco. I wish it didn't, but it does. Oh, does the dock prevent the water from coming in? I guess so. It's a block, right? The random turkeys watching me work. Yeah, well, you know what we do with the random turkeys? I am a butcher. I am what I am, unfortunately. Welcome back, Sandra. You missed it. I said that I really need to write my rules down somewhere. The Hune logs can all become waterlogged now. What do you mean by waterlogged? It's their fault for being so tasty. Exactly. I don't want sand. Oh, they feed water into others. Yeah, no, that's not. I don't have any underground storage here. But you know, I shouldn't say that. I have some chests underground, but they're not really at the edge. They're not in any danger, I don't think. But yeah, Katie, I'm absolutely going to come buy some mortar stone just to get rid of this gap. No, no, that's a good warning. That's a good heads up. Good looking out. Skull had a big issue. Ugh, ouch. That sucks. Yeah, I've realized I need to do a video about pricing. And I can kind of divide it into two parts. I can do like general pricing practices, in my opinion, and then do like server specific things after. Can government buy mortared stone? I mean, well, it's just a matter. I mean, there's not a lot of rules. It's like three rules. I'm not in favor of. Yeah, I was gonna ask why. Why would government buy mortared stone? I mean, look. Here's the thing. If you're doing a massive project, which you clearly are, um, oh yeah, I didn't. I was gonna go empty that government store for you. Um, I forgot. I got tied up. I started talking, and anyway, um, like part of the if you're planning to do a really big underground project, you need to plan for you might have to have extra stuff. If you have a bunch of stone or mortar stone you can't get rid of, um, honestly, like Sandra said, turn it into papers or something. The government store, I mean, it's meant to be a tool to help facilitate infrastructure building. And like, it's not meant to be people's dump. I know that's how a lot of people think of it as their dump, right? But people shouldn't think of it as the dump. That's not what I want the government store to be. You know what I mean? All right, so yeah, now I want mortar stone. I think that's nice and long little. I think we'll turn this into stairs as well, though. Yeah, I mean, there's not really much to talk about for pricing discussions, and it's like we have three rules. You know what I mean? Don't use two accounts. Treat each other with respect. Be good to each other. And then we got to decide exactly what the rule is for grouping. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure there's other things too, but I mean, that's really all that matters, right? But I got to decide exactly what I want to do with groups. Is it two or is it three maximum, right? Or is it two and with Luch approval, you can do three? I don't know. Oh, I know. I 100% agree. That's what I said. Is I need to get the rules written down. I'm just saying there's not really anything to discuss. It's just a matter of getting it there. Well, I mean, you can't have dual accounts. Like, okay, Katie, so like a week and a half ago, there was like, oh, we think this person might be using dual accounts, but there's like absolutely zero proof that they had dual accounts. And I thought it was handled because the second account hasn't logged in and has no land or anything. If there's other dual accounts, you got to bring it to my attention. You can't just. I didn't think it was an issue this run after that first one that we had. If there's other ones, you got to tell me. Like I don't sit here and go through the list and go, "Ooh, I think this is a dual account," right? Like I don't know. I don't notice this stuff. You got to tell me, I guess is what I'm saying. Well, I know it's a hard thing to prove and enforce, but it's still a rule. Like I'm saying, look, if people want to break it, yes, it's going to be hard to prove and to enforce it, but it's still going to be a rule. You know what I mean? Just because it's hard to enforce doesn't mean it's not going to be a rule. You know? Anyway, I'm going to go buy some mortar stone and empty the government store for Rico. I noticed too that government store in the desert. Oh, well, yes, does a nice job backing up, Luch. um, Only 3 of the stockpiles reached the store. I wonder if I can move the store to make it reach all 4. That's part of the reason why it fills up so quick, right? Because it's only 3 stockpiles. I didn't notice till today. You got them? Okay. Oh, no. I mean, it needs to be a rule, though, right? It needs to be posted rules. It needs to be there, I think. Like, I don't want people to break the rules. I'm just straight up saying the whole 2 account thing's really hard to prove, but I still don't want people to do it. And if I do catch you doing it, right, then bad things are going to happen. Eco's going pretty well. it's going really great and really poorly at the same time. We literally had to turn pollution off because we had 3 options. You know, have temperature change, have sea level rise, or turn pollution off, or tell people they couldn't play when they wanted to play because there's too much pollution. So I chose the middle option. I chose turn pollution off. And maybe we'll turn it back on once we get green power. And it's not even that we're going that hard. It's just, it's really hard not to pollute. Like, if you want to progress at all, you kind of have to pollute, right? And I don't think it's just us. I think every server's struggling to deal with it. And, you know, a lot of new players to my server, so there's been issues there. Just so many changes, people adjusting to the changes has been rough, right? Obviously, you know, there's occasionally been pricing issues, just typical eco server stuff that always happens. The big challenge this time was getting the server set up with our government in place, the way we're used to having it. No, but it changed. I don't know when exactly it changed, but my last server, we had sea level rise and stuff. So it changed sometime between my 11th and 12th server. When exactly it was, I don't know, because it was never an issue on my old runs, and now it's, you know, a massive issue. But I don't think update 10 specifically changed much pollution wise. 60 is way more than I need, but let's buy 60 anyway. Well, they changed power. Indirectly, they made pollution worse by changing the way power works. They kind of nerfed power. But yeah, I don't know. And I guess if we're going to do a run where we say, you know, if we pollute, we pollute, you kind of have to have people prepared for the flood. But I feel bad for the farmers then, right? Because they're going to have to move their fields. all the time. I mean, you could, but you would have to go into it knowing that that's what you were going to do. The problem is now too is they completely changed the way wild food generates in the game. You used to only need like two farmers at max, but now you need so many farmers. Well, I guess we don't need them. Yeah, you'd have to plan for it. Like people would build, seawalls if they're near the water and stuff like that. But the food would be the issue because they changed the way food works, and farmers are much more important now. You need more of them, which is a good change. Don't get me wrong, but it'd be miserable trying to be a farmer in this new food system while also temperature change potentially making your fields not work anymore, right? And having to move your fields all the time. But yeah, so it's something we'll have to look at going forward. But like they nerfed like wind turbines generate like a third of the power they used to generate, for example. So you can't just rush wind turbines and then, you know, it's not like you just get over that hump and then you're good for pollution because you would need so many wind turbines to get to that point. It would just ridiculous. It's a ridiculous number of wind turbines that you would need to reach that point. Um, there's a lot of good changes too. The boats are fun, buggy at times, but fun. I mean, it's early access. It is what it is. A lot of the new recipes and adjustments were good. Not all of them, but some of them. um, I'm not a fan of the settlement system, but that's just because it kind of interferes with the way we typically run our server. It took me and the other admins like multiple days to figure out how we could have the government and laws that we're used to within the settlement system. We did eventually figure it out, but it took a long time and was a pain. Oh yeah, hey, hey Lataro, happy New Year. It has been a minute. Um, but yeah, no, it's interesting for sure. The pollution thing though, like it's kind of like I understand that this game is meant to be, a simulation as much of a game, right? Like I understand that, and that's why it's like it is. Oh, could you? Oh, does it not? Did it not fit in there? Am I not wide enough for that? Views. I mean, I can make it wider. I mean, I think you still connected store out there. I guess so that's fine. Or is it not deep enough for views? Oh, I guess I need to shovel. Maybe get caught on that. Ooh, that's a Escamore in-game chat is a good question there. Is there anything by my place that is using power? Just got a generator and it's saying demand is 3150. Nothing should be on it other than the waste filter. Didn't they also? Oh, out of my way. Oh, okay. No, you're good. You could have pulled in. Could you try pulling into this main thing for me? Um, See if you can get in out of curiosity. Yeah, the reach of power, like there should be an option to have stuff, only connect to stuff that I own. Yes, the greenhouse glass was part of um the color blocks mod, which I don't even know. Does anybody know? Has it been updated for update 10? Could we use it next server? I wonder. This cold sucks. It just won't go away. It just lingers. So annoying. Oh, you know what I should have done when I was over on the other continent? Should have bought an elk taco or two. Oh well. It's fine. We'll be fine. Nothing to see here. Colored blocks. The greenhouse glass was part of the colored blocks um, mod. Oh, it fits, but it's tight. But it does fit. All right. That's what I needed to know. Thank you, Fuse. Get a humidifier? Oh, to help with my cold, you mean? Yeah, that might help. We do not have one. So, and you're right, Katie, that looks much better. She's tight, but it does fit. Nice. All right, thank you, Fuse. Yeah, I bought way more stone than I needed. Oh well. Now the industrial barge probably won't fit, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. That doesn't bother me. All right, so now what? That was quick. Although I guess I could still make it look better, right? We need vitamins. They haven't been updated yet. Yes, I believe I was using the elixir one, yeah. We do have whetstones. We do have the whetstone mod on here. Oh. Is this going to be deep ocean? Oh, well, okay, I got to decide. Do I like the fact that the wood is running? You were able to reach store from over there? Okay. Do I like the fact that the wood's running the opposite way that it is here? I don't think I do. I don't think I like that. So that means I probably need to place these one at a time. Can I rotate it? Why is it? Okay, there, I can rotate it. Not enough room. Okay, so let's just put one here. Okay, so let's just do singles. Probably got to do singles. There we go. There we go. This is why I'm not a good builder, folks. So now can I do it all at once? There we go. That's better. And then we'll do some dock vents. They just updated Big Shovel again. Although Big Shovel is largely integrated into the game now. Oh, my stone hammer broke. How do you drag build? So if you hold F, so let me grab something here. If you hold F, you got all your different block shapes. But if you go down here, this is line fill. There's also like there's a floor fill for certain blocks and stuff. But yeah. Oh, I should probably fix my hammer before I do any of this. All right. Fix my hammer. Do I have any stone? Yeah, the bed. I only have a stone hammer. If I had a better hammer, I would have more options. But yeah, that's if you didn't know you could do that line fill, it's a game changer once you know you can. I think I might actually. No, that's wide enough. We'll leave it like that. And we'll put some more fence there. Sure. Just a sec. I want to read this DM. So shout out to my patrons again. He bought bread for the first time, made me laugh. Looked like a loaf. Pulling out. It's a tiny roll. Yeah, it's doesn't live up to the hype. The bread, for sure. And how much just raw meat do I have? Oh, I can butcher some tiny leather animals. I got a lot of meat. I can make some prime. I can make some prime cuts. Good to have prime cuts in stock. In case any of our fabulous cook needs some. All right, well, I'm going to take a little trip here. I'm going to go buy some elk tacos. Who is selling elk tacos? Punch and Gather Greens, I think, is Swamp Siren. Yeah, so we're gonna go see Swamp Siren food store, because I think last time I bought food, I bought it from Punch. There's never enough bread. Don't fill up on bread though, folks. Am I not close enough to any of my stockpiles here? No, I guess not. What if I was right here? What then? Wait, you can't place food? I thought you could. Then why did yeah, when they added the eating animations, wasn't part of the whole appeal of that is you could place food on tables and stuff now? Actually, you know what? Swamp Siren's place is the other way. It's this way. Sorry about that. But yeah, I hope everybody had a good long weekend, good holidays. I know I did with my sister being home for Christmas for the first time in a really long time was nice. Nice to have her here. New Year's was quiet, but it was all right. I mean, Saturday night I got together with some friends for board games that I don't get together with nearly as often as I should. So that was kind of my New Year's Eve activity. Yeah, I guess I just assumed Kitty, but now that you mentioned it, I've never seen it, so that makes sense. Yeah, do Mando. I think that's new. The ability to place a vehicle and have them for sale, but not listed in the store. Pretty sure that's new. Um, Board games we played that night. We played because there was six of us most of the night, five of us at the start. So we played a couple games of Sheriff of Nottingham when there's only five of us, and then we played Decrypto, For Sale, and Seven Wonders. Is what we played. Those are all games I enjoy, but a lot of other stuff I enjoy doesn't play with six players. So stuff like Arc Nova, Castles of Burgundy, um, you know, stuff like that is I'd say Arc Nova is my favorite right now. Brass Birmingham's pretty good. This is their house. This is not their store. Store's down here. Hey, Tissa. Store's down here. But yeah, it was just good getting together. Good seeing those guys. Yeah, I haven't played a lot of Brass. I've only played like three or four times, but I enjoyed it. Of course, the first time we played, we played a bunch of the rules wrong. Didn't help anything either, but we know how it works now. But I think Arc Nova is my go-to right now. Yeah, parents were around, obviously. Yes, it was a big surprise for them. My mother had a huge reaction. My dad didn't, but that's my dad. You get to go to work in a tunnel in an excavator for 12 hours. You mean in real life, Rico, or in the game? Arc Nova. It's I just typed it out in Eco Chat. All right, Richard, have fun in an excavator. It's a well, I mean, you're building a zoo, but the theme's not super strong. It's yes, for real. All right, well, good luck with that. Hopefully, you have a quick and painless shift at your job. If you've ever played Terraforming Mars, now to be fair, I've only played Terraforming Mars like once, but that would be the closest game I can think of. The server name should be just Luchera Community Server. If you search for Luchera, you should find it, and the password will be in the pin messages on Discord. If you don't know how to find the pin messages, let me know, and I can point you to what the password is. I think password's Lucky13, isn't it? Because this is my 13th server. Yeah, it's really good. So that's kind of my new go-to for like 2-3 players. But there's a lot of other, like Suburbia is a game I enjoy. There's a lot. I'm pretty easy to please when it comes to board games. It's rare that I play a game and go, oh, I never want to play that again. It does happen, but it's rare. What else? Ooh, Cascadia is a game that I picked up fairly recently that I like. But that's more, I would say slightly more casual than a lot of those other games, but it's quite enjoyable. Whose property is this? I was going on a little trip here, a little sightseeing tour. Oh, it's Goody's place. Yeah, I don't think Goody's playing anymore, but very prolific builder. Thorgrim's off to bed. All right. I will catch you later, Thorgrim. Thank you for coming out, and hope you also have a good, quick, and painless shift at work, preferably. Look, most of the jobs I've had in real life I didn't enjoy. Yes, I've seen the industrial barge. Somebody had one going there earlier. So yeah, I never say, oh, have a good shift at work because, just quick and painless. I feel like quick and painless is the best you can really hope for if you don't like your job. But maybe they like their jobs, in which case have a good shift at work, right? That's why I look at it. Although I guess I haven't seen the industrial barge on stream yet. I could go check it out in case other people haven't seen it. Is there one in action somewhere that I could go see? And this is Lord Frost's place. Oh, that's new. Let's go check this out. Let's go check this out. Nice reinforced concrete build. It is hard to make reinforced concrete look interesting, but yes, I did go see that already. I made sure to go there pretty early. But he did a pretty good job of making reinforced concrete look somewhat interesting because it's a pretty plain block, right? It's hard to make it look interesting, but those help a lot. But yeah, somebody DM me to come look at their place, so I'm just kind of making my way there. Yeah, do you have an industrial barge that you could show off right now, Ishmael? Is that what you're getting at there? Because I could definitely go check it out if you have one. Yeah, okay, I will head that way right after I cough a bunch more. Needs fuel though? Well, you're on your own there. I mean, I guess I could pick some up. So that's the other barge. That's the non-industrial barge. Of course, we already saw that. We already saw that because Fuse had some, or had some. I agree 100%, Eskermore, that you should be able to prioritize the demand from the power sources. 100%. The fact that you can is not good. It's very bad. Okay, the join button is grayed out. So this is like a known issue, a known bug. What you need to do, and I know this sounds dumb, just click on like 3 or 4 other random servers and then come back and the join button shouldn't be grayed out. It's just an issue with the game. It's not like an issue with my server. I don't know why it's like that. It's a new bug too. This is what a fishing trawler looks like. This is, I believe, Calories fishing trawler. Apparently, they don't get that much. Um, they don't get that many fish. In particular, they don't get sardines and sharks, which are the ones you would really want. Park here for big loads. All right, just making our way around here. The Rustic Workshop. This is Shadow Man's property. All right, this is the one we came to see. The art gallery, of course, the pictures aren't working right now, unfortunately. So we can't take a look at the art. Hopefully they fix it. I do like the little curtain, the glass, so you can see it from outside. It's a nice touch. Oh, I like the support pillars down here. Ooh, composites. Composite redwood and fir, birch, and palm. Completely wrong. Oh, I should have been able to tell by this that it was palm. I'm usually pretty good at identifying composites from the looks at them, but not today, apparently. That's a nice looking store. Bits and bobs with the medium or wooden transport ship. I guess it's not medium. One thing I was surprised about. Oh, this is cool. Kind of sculpted it right out of the ground there. Does this lead to the house? No, it does not. I bet this does, though. Yeah, I like the store in particular. Oh, I need to upgrade my house. I need to do so many things, but that's good. It gives me stuff to do on stream, like build a dock, right? Maybe upgrading my house will be next stream. I'm sure we'll have to talk about pollution again for a bit. Once that's done. I like the property. I like how it's like different buildings. Now we got somebody's oil field up here. Polluting, of course, but that's it. You can't not pollute, right? You got to pollute. Like, unless you want to stay with like bricks as the highest building material, you got to pollute. Unfortunately, it's just a reality of the situation. Wait, okay, am I crazy? Shouldn't these all be the same price? Or I guess it's just supply and demand. Oh, you have half updated to tier two. All right, I will come take a peek. Like, okay, and this is the thing with prices. Like, if you go off, and they might have changed it, but if you go off what it costs to make, pretty sure all this stuff should be the same, right? It's 4 petroleum for 2 plastic. And it's 2 epoxy for 4 petroleum. Yeah, same amount of labor. Yeah, so I don't know why these would be different prices. I guess because of demand. I don't know. But like, why is this so much lower? Oh no, okay. This is not the same. They did change this. Nylon's cheaper. Nylon's way cheaper. So this is a fair price. This is a good price. That's interesting. I'm pretty sure it used to be the same for nylon, didn't it? But yes, Black and Out is correct that I don't know why epoxy is a little bit less than the other two. Anyway, not important. It's 50 cents. That one's not a big deal. It's just a curiosity thing more than anything. I'm not trying to call out Braddock for your prices. Oh, I don't want to try it. I have no desire to try it. I just wanted to see it. You can drive it. I can record you driving it. I don't want to try it. This is Bluebell's house. Ah. And then we need to come up this way, I think. Or wait. Did I miss it? Oh, it's right over here. I knew it was somewhere. You're curious how fast it is. I think it's pretty slow, but I don't know how fast it is compared to the other trawler or the other barge. I'm honestly surprised that the transport ship is slower than the one that I have there. I like the brick windows. I like windows in general. Windows do a lot to make stuff look better. It's a process. It takes time, right, to get stuff upgraded, but you're getting there. Ooh, I like that. Don't mind the jungle, Woodlandia. What are these? Just these are just the dock stuff, right? That's nice though. That's a nice touch. I like that. That's a nice little touch. You have your kitchen door closed, no real reason though. Ah, it's all good. This little bedroom. Oh, there are definitely better beds you can get too if you manage to find one. Oh, it looks like the top floor is not updated. Nice. Let me know when you get it even further updated, and I will definitely come back and check it out. The windmills add some flavor too. Upgrading the road, yeah. Yeah, it's hard to do everything at once, right? You got to kind of prioritize. Speaking of prioritizing, I'm going to prioritize killing this bison for a sec. Got meetings the rest of the afternoon? Okay. Oh, you got some info on the pictures issue you'll share? Okay, sounds good. Well, have some quick and painless meetings, hopefully. And where did I leave my boat? We got to go meet Ishmael, who is right there. Where did I leave my boat? I thought I left it here. Oh, it must be. It's right near the side of this building, I think. Head north. Think that's faster to go north? It's hard to tell. I mean, either way, I think it's pretty close to the same. Yeah, I'll go north. It's one thing I'm bad at is trying to, especially on this map. Yeah, I mean, it's close either way, I think. Or it's a trip either way. I don't think either way is significantly shorter. I mean, I could put a pin and I could tell, but I'm again lazy. We've been over this. I am lazy sometimes, a lot of the time. But I mean, overall, server's going pretty well, I feel. Aside from the issues, I think a lot of there are some people that are frustrated with various things, but there's a lot of people who are just having a great time, which is all that matters. As long as people are having fun. That's my main thing is I want people to have fun, right? That's priority number one. And I try to, make laws and stuff that facilitate fun, but sometimes you got to kind of make the hard decisions. Excuse me. So, for anybody who doesn't know, there's a nice canal here that El Tozo and Republic of Raider built. It looks really good. But you can see, if you look down at the bottom, brick, right? So they had to use aqueduct blocks. The reason why the water goes all the way across is because of the aqueduct blocks. So whoever asked me about like making canal earlier, if you're still here, yes, it's possible, but you need to use brick for aqueduct blocks. I don't know if anything else can make aqueduct. Like, can you make aqueducts with ashlar? I don't think so, but I don't know, honestly. But it's a good question, but I'm pretty sure it's only brick that has the aqueduct form, right? I'm pretty sure, but I don't know. There's not a lot I know, I guess, really. You think just brick 2, wiki only shows brick? Okay. Thank you for looking for me. And I mean that does match what I thought, so that tracks. Oh, here he comes. There he is. Look at the size of this beast. So I'm pretty sure, like, if you wanted, you could fit like 4 trucks on it. I would say. At least 4, maybe 6 trucks. You fit a lot of trucks on here anyway. I don't know if you could get this into my dock though. Right? All right, what direction are you going? I want to see. Are you going south still? I want to try to race you. I want to see who's faster. I'm assuming I'm faster. Cargo storage bins. You go ahead. I'll catch up. And keep in mind, my dude is paddling by hand here. So the storage containers that are at the government store, yeah, once I'm going straight, I go a lot faster. He stopped, but I still go faster. But the fact that the fastest boat in the game is something you paddle by hand is kind of dumb, if I'm being honest. That's kind of stupid, in my opinion. So the storage containers at the government store, they're not a mod. They exist in the game files, but they are not buildable. They are only makeable, only buildable with an admin command. So this is what Sarah's talking about right here. These storage containers. Horn doesn't work. Useless then. Useless without a horn. So these storage containers have been in the game for a while in the files, but they're not buildable. So Kitty used an admin command to bring these in. So you got to assume eventually you'll be able to do them. I mean, I don't know when, but hopefully eventually you'll be able to make them. I still like the fact that the steam trucks don't have a functioning horn legitimately makes me sad. Like if there's one small change, yes, I agree. They'd be good on the barges, 100%. 100%. Yeah, I'm assuming it'd probably be really easy to mod them into the game since the file already exists. All you got to do is mod in a recipe for them, right? Now, I'm not a mod maker, but I assume it would be relatively easy because of that. Look, he's trying to get a drink. That's salt water, man. Don't drink that. Not to mention polluted. Oh, he's gonna die from natural causes anyway. So I'm just gonna put him out of his misery here. There you go. You were gonna die. You're drinking polluted water, man. Like, look at the oil refineries right there. You don't want to drink water that close to an oil refinery. Come on now. Not sure what's going on here. Looks like a trap. Oh, it's your sand pit. You put a cover over so people wouldn't fall in. All right. There we go. We got our answer as to what that is. That's very courteous of you, though, to make sure people don't fall into your sand pit. Much appreciated. You remember where it is yourself. There you go. Nice reminder. Easy to find, right? You're on the beach. Where's my sand pit? Oh, yeah, right there. Easy peasy. Ooh, you really don't want to drink this water. Man, price of progress, baby. Price of progress is what it is. All right. Oh, I got to loop around. Okay. Head back home. What am I going to do when I get home? Do a little hunting, maybe? Pretty good on me. Well, what I need to do is eat. Need to get some food in my belly. The first thing. What is that piece of land? Oh, it's the edge of this continent. I didn't. I always think for some reason that my island is more like right here. Forget how far west I got to go to get around the rainforest. I don't know. I always think like my island is in the middle of the rainforest island, and that's not the case at all. It is almost at the far eastern end. I think I forget how wide the rainforest continent is more than anything, is what causes that. Fuse got a steam truck. Nice. I've like I own a steam truck. I've barely used it. Probably should drive my steam truck more. Justify the purchase, but I got to spend more money. That's my problem. I don't spend my money, and I should. I should try to get my money out there. Help the economy flow, right? But I need to do more building. But I am gonna make like a nice tier 4 house this run. I know I say that all the time and I never do, but I mean it. I mean it this time. No, I do. I really do. You spend your money on punches in. Well, I do buy food, obviously. Um, but other than that, I don't spend a lot of money, and that's a problem, right? Because I'm not a builder. I haven't laid a single road this run. Um, yeah, other than food, I haven't spent a lot of money in a while. But that's gonna change. So probably I'll use a mixture of composites and ashlar. So how much ashlar and composites are even out there right now? There's quite a bit of ashlar. It's pricey, but it's understandable that it's pricey. You have framed glass for sale. Well, that's going to sell for the lasers if nothing else. Yeah, there's quite a bit of ashlar actually. What do I want? Which one would I want to build? It depends. There's a lot of sandstone and a lot of shale. There's a bit of limestone. There's not a lot of the other ones. You learned yesterday that the headlamps actually do have a purpose if you press K. Oh yeah, they do work. How long does it last? What kind of fuel does it? Okay. Does it need fuel? What kind of fuel? And how long does the fuel last? Is my follow-up 3-part question. Apparently, I can't spell composite. There's composite oak. Mostly just composite oak. Well, I guess there's a lot of oak. So it depends what I want to work. Oh, it just always works. And yeah, the thing is with ashlar and composite, if you ask somebody with composites or with advanced masonry, chances are they will make you some. Say, hey, I have a build in mind. I need like 300 composite redwood. They will probably get it for you, right? It's just composite in particular. There's so many different types. It's really hard to keep them all in stock. Just speaking from experience. Ashlar is similar, although Ashlar, there's not quite as many different types of Ashlar. So it's a little easier to keep them all in stock, but yeah, it's not easy to do either. All right, what food have I not eaten lately? I've not eaten vegetable medleys lately. I need some protein. Simmered meat I have eaten lately. Baked meat I have. Baked roast I haven't. What about campfire roast? Do we even have any campfire roasts anywhere? Right there, yeah. Definitely haven't eaten that lately. Get my old variety bonus up. Although I don't really. You don't even own a truck. You don't need it. Yeah. Well. Yeah. I don't need the truck either. I don't really need it. I don't know why I bought it. Ashlar is mostly dependent on if steel bars are in stock. Yeah. True. True. Because steel is still very much needed for industry stuff at the moment. So, and steel is much harder to make now with the coal changes, right? Like, I don't know, Lataro, I don't know if you're still here, but coal now needs to be crushed before you can use it as fuel or in steel. You need to crush the coal first. And much like other crushing recipes, even with a jaw crusher, it takes 4 coal to make 1 crushed. Yes, you got to crush coal. So basically, and if you don't have a jaw crusher with a stamp mill, it takes 5 coal. So basically, to make steel, it's 5 times as much coal as it used to be. Right? That's the kind of change, which in theory is fine, but it's slowing everything down, right? Because so much coal is needed to make steel now that there's like a steel shortage. I mean, it makes sense logically. Like, the boats are good though. Yeah. Anyway, I hey, I've done a relatively good job of not complaining about the devs this episode, so let's try to keep it that way for the most part. And yeah, steel is also not fast to make, right? You have way too many. You have steam trucks on different islands. Yeah. No, it's the same. It's the same. Oh, and they changed all the ore generation, so it's harder to find everything like ore wise. Copper and gold in particular, but iron and coal are also harder to find. So it's harder to find coal, and you need more of it. So yeah, that's a big way. For example, that stuff is slower now. Ooh, I am down to 2 arrows. I was close. I almost ran out of arrows while I was out and about. Hey, did somebody sell me elk? I feel like somebody sold me elk. Thank you. If somebody did sell me elk, thank you. You found more coal in the grasslands than the swamp. Yeah, like that's so weird. You have a lot of wildlife around. Are you calling an exterminator, Echo? Is that what you're saying? Where's Echo live? Right there. I've never hunted. Ooh, I have a question for you, Tissa. Why does Tissa have a question mark and nobody else does? Hagadane doesn't. Dumando doesn't. That's weird. Oh, Darth Arrow has a question mark. So at least one other person has a question mark. It's funny, other people have said the opposite, Bagel, but oh, and I guess some people have question marks and some don't. I don't know why. But either way, coal is harder to find than it used to be, and you need more of it. So, all right, so Echo has called an exterminator. So let's go. Let's stock up on arrows. We're going to go hunt. Luch, need arrows. I need to organize my storage at some point. It's a mess right now. This is probably bothering people, so I'm going to close it right now before it's too late, before people start losing respect for me. And we're off. Once you start going straight with this thing, it moves at a pretty good clip. But it absolutely blows my mind that the fastest ship, the fastest boat, is something that you move with like hand power. Like, I don't know. I find that ridiculous that a motorboat. I mean, yeah, where are the speedboats? But not even that. Like, just I don't know. The transport ship I feel should be faster, and maybe they want to keep this thing useful. But like, the truck moves faster than the steam truck, right? Like, and some people still just keep using their steam truck. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Whatever. Not a big deal at the end of the day. And this is a nice dock as well that Tarudin built. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, almost got caught up. Where's the semi truck? The semi truck exists as well. That's another truck that exists in the game files. Um, that you can't actually build without without admin commands. I forget what it's called, but there's been servers in the past where we've admin command in the semi truck and played around with it like post meteor and stuff when we're just messing around. But yeah, Steam. I'm a Steam truck guy. I typically don't buy a truck. I don't like the way they handle. It's like rear wheel drive versus front wheel drive. I just I prefer the Steam truck. Kitty's the same. But yeah, a skiff with an outboard motor would be fantastic. I don't know. I feel like it's a bit of oversight to not have a boat. Like I don't know. Anyway, yeah, Steam truck is better steering. Yeah, it just handles better. I don't know. I can't explain why. It just feels better. It's faster. It does hold more too. To be fair, like I understand why people go for it. It's just not for me. I don't like it. It's just being honest. And I'm sure if I started buying it every server, I'd eventually get used to it and be fine with it. Well, this is a problem when you travel to areas you haven't really been to. It's got to like load it in and does not perform well. Boxes are also hard to hit, yeah, or not. You've flown off the highway once, race? Oh yeah, that's definitely possible in a truck. Truck. All these animals on Echo's fields. Go away. A couple of nice elk or deer would be nice too. All right, Luch's pet pest control systems at your service. A job well done. Oh, while we're here, we might as well see what else we can find. We can turn into meat later. Probably be hard to play this game as a vegetarian. Oh, so you got access to the road again. I see Echo. That's good. Did you have to, oh, you had to rebuild a new tunnel though, right? So you used to have a tunnel like over there, and it kind of got cut off by the ramp. Which is yeah. Here's your old. Is this your old tunnel? The elk knew. Yeah, the elk knew. They ran. They smelled a hunter on the wind. They ran away wisely. That's all right. I'll find them. They can't hide from me. Not forever. Nice little camas and pumpkin farm there. I was like, is that a bison or a generator? I think it's a generator or something. It's not a bison though, is the important thing. Well, for lack of anything better to kill, kill that rabbit. What about up by Jasper and Old Cola's spot? There's a wolf. Yeah. I want some big. I want some big game. There's an elk. Yeah. Oh, I guess I should. I kind of should have mentioned it. I got a composite bow now, courtesy of Bagel. Thank you for the bow, Bagel. So it does more damage. It also, the arrow flies a little more straight for a little farther before it dips. The extra damage is nice. It does need a steel whetstone to repair, but it also lasts a really long time. Like, you can kill a lot of animals before I'll have to repair. But yeah. The problem with touring around and showing new stuff off is it makes my game perform poorly, right? The further you travel, the worse performance you get. Generally. What do we got going on here? Assuming this is somebody's copper mine. Or and I don't have my drill on me. That's not a drill. That's a soil sampler, Luch. I do not have my drill on me. Bill's copper bar store. How much? He had thousands. He still has a lot. How many has he sold? Well, he still has over 1,000, but he had like over 2,000, I think, didn't he? Maybe I'm imagining things. All right, I'm almost. I don't have a lot of weight left. See if we can kill this elk and this mountain goat thing, Bob. Even with a headshot for 6, still need more to finish off the elk, which is a lot. That's a lot of health. These things are pretty fast, though. I don't know if I'm gonna catch this guy. Gotta get back to work, Bagel. All right. Well, thank you very much for the donation. Thanks for coming. And again, thank you for the bow. And yeah, I've enjoyed having you guys on the server. The group stuff, like, we'll have to talk about it if you guys want to play next time. Some ways we can kind of have you play together but not together, if that makes sense. Anyway, we'll talk about it. All right, back to my boat because there was an elk down there, but I don't think I could even. I don't think I could carry the carcass. Charcoal and newspaper company. All right. Yeah, a few dedicated coal solo. Okay. And I mean, it's not that you have to go solo. It's just, again, I don't want to, and I'm trying not, I'm not, I don't want to pick on you guys or the other group. But yeah, anyway, it's something we can talk about once we get closer to the next run. Vegan only. Yeah, I apologize if anybody watching is a vegan because, why is my boat working? See if I can push it away from shore a little bit here. And try. There we go. It's kind of what's kind of broken, sorry. Playing in a group or something else. But yeah, anyway, we'll talk about it. Oh, the Darkness Herald is incoming competition. Gotta step your game up, kitty. At least the hunting isn't as graphic. Yeah. As Red Dead Redemption. I've never played that, but I can imagine. Yeah, this game would not be fun as a vegan because you can't have a. Wait, I'm trying. Well, I guess no. I guess there are some. You can get some protein. Um, you can get some protein without eating meat. Could the government just regulate global pricing? Um, in theory, Michael, I believe you could, but I'm not sure that's a step I want to take. I mean, I know price disputes do cause issues, um, and it's less than ideal. But like government mandated pricing might be a step too far. And if I'm being honest, I'm not sure if it'd be worth the amount of work it would take for me or the other admins, whoever had to do it, right? Um, I'm hoping if I do make a video about pricing, that will help. Um, and again, I think, mistakes were made with prices. But I don't think it was due to greed or malice. It was just honest mistake where stuff doesn't get updated, right? Which happens. I know. Look, I've done it. I've been lazy. I've just copied other people's prices. I've gotten better upgrade modules, not updated my prices, right? Um, but I mean, on the other hand, look, there's always pretty much every server. There's one price issue, right? And some people like competing economically, right? Which is fine. Wanting to compete economically is a viable style. Just know that you might not make many friends doing that. As long as you go into it with that mindset. And generally, this community values collaboration over competition. That's not to say you can't compete. Particular, like, sometimes we'll have, call them alpha gamers or whatever you want to call them, tryhards. You'll have somebody come in and just play all the time, and they end up having the most money. But it's not because they're greedy necessarily. It's because they always have product in stock, right? Like, typically the richest person on a server, or one of them, is the smelter with the most free time, right? That's usually one of, if not, and then the industry people, right? But the thing with the industry is I'm okay with the industry mechanics people being rich because it's not an easy profession to do. Um, you have a lot of like people constantly hounding you for this and that and the other thing, and it's also like it's a big money investment to get going. So them ending up having a lot of money in the long run, I feel is fine. Yeah, and I'm not one who competes either. I just my prices. I'm like, okay, that's fair, good enough, right? You haven't been broke this run. That's unusual for you, Kitty. Um, I don't know what to do with a non-broke kitty. That's like that's kind of like blasphemy. Well, if Kitty's not broke this run, I feel like I need to actually build stuff since we're all apparently doing the opposite of what we normally do, right? Vitamins, vegetable soup, sure. Oh yeah, my variety bonus is up to 40%. That's really high. Let's taste this. I want variety. Show me variety. 23. Have they changed this? Have they made it easier to get more points from variety? Just wait though, when you start buying Ashlar, you'll never have money. That's true. Ashlar is really expensive. It is. Bison chow fun is my most favoriteest food, better than anything. Of course, the problem with this is I don't want to eat too much of it because it needs bison carcasses to make. So if I go buy all this from Punch, he's going to go, Luch, I need more bison carcasses. And then I have to go hunt bison carcasses, right? And I don't know if I want to do that right now. So, you know, kind of, it's kind of a no-win. I was not pleased to see that was my favorite food. Let's just say that, right? I would have much rather it be something a little more common as my favorite food. And I forgot that I was going to do that. There we go. What else do we got here? For decorative stuff. Dock ends fence cap. Wait, doesn't that look the? How's that any? Oh, I didn't actually select it. I was like, how's that any different? Because you didn't actually select it, Luch. Is why. All right, so is there anything cool I can like put on my stuff to spice it up a bit? Probably not, right? Oh, that looking weird. You've avoided the higher tier, more expensive foods. So you won't have to crave them. No, that's a good way to go. But see, for me, I have lots of money, right? So I don't care. I'll buy the more expensive foods to kind of. This is the one thing I spend money on. But yes, if money's tight for you, right? Like if you're a more casual player that only plays a couple hours a night or whatever, I understand that completely. It's a smart way of doing it. Because I mean, like veggie soup, $3.50. Pretty good, right? Is crimson salad better? Absolutely, right? 28 vitamins, 13 carbs. This is way more vitamins, and a little bit more of everything else, and more calories. Actually, no, it's the same calories. I take that back. So, is it worth paying three times more for it, though? Right? Like, that's a question people got to answer for themselves. Um, but it's a lot more expensive, right? And I'm not saying that the price is bad because these are not cheap to make, right? It's two basic salads, four tomatoes, four charred beets, two infused oils, and infused oils are probably not cheap. Well, there's no infused oil on the market right now. Well, I guess there wouldn't be because you make it. Yeah. For some reason, I was thinking it was I was thinking Miller's made this. Didn't I think Miller's used to make this and they changed it? Maybe not. I might be crazy. Huckleberry extracts, yeah, are not cheap. Although there's a big price separation there between the highest and lowest. And oils. Anyway, crimson salads are not cheap to make. There's a reason they're expensive. Are they a little overpriced? Maybe. I don't know. Look, I'm not gonna. Here's the thing. I don't have time to go through and examine everybody's prices and see what's too high and too low. But occasionally, I'll notice something, especially if it's a job I've done recently. I'll be like, that seems way off, and I will take the time to do the math. And the thing is, if somebody takes the time to do the math and says, I think your price is wrong, just don't don't be insulted if somebody does that. Like if they do, take the time, do the math yourself. If they were wrong, you can say, no, you're wrong. My price is fine. But if they were right, adjust your price, right? Um, but other things like people don't realize sometimes, like let's use asphalt as an example. This example's not from this run. It's not from any time recently at all. But if you go into asphalt and you look at it, okay, 5 Chris rocks, 2 sand, 1 cement. Thing is, this stuff gets reduced in half each by having an upgrade module, right? A basic engineering upgrade module. But even then, sometimes people, their price will be way too much. And it's like, dude, why is your asphalt price so high? Because they don't realize that you get 2. Every time you run this, you get 2. So basically, they're charging double for it, but they don't, it's not. And like I said, it's just an honest mistake because they don't realize they're getting 2 every time. Well, they're charging double what they should be charging. Like that, this has literally happened, right? And it's like, I see their price and I look at it and I'm like, look, either you don't have a module in your thing, so you're not paying half as much for the materials, or you don't realize you get 2 for it because your price is double what it should be. Is an example of an honest mistake that's happened in the past and will happen again, I'm sure. But yeah, no, so it's hard. Mr. Dumando says, when I started my landfill, asked Phil about my pricing. Think asking the people who need it is good also. If it's hurting their production, helps know it. Yes, exactly. Talk to people. Usually people will say what a fair price is, but it does get frustrating though sometimes when people are like, what should I charge for this? What should I charge for that? And like, I don't mind occasionally going in and doing the math for someone, but at a certain point it's like, why am I doing your math? You know what I mean? Um, but that might happen to me more so because I'm the server owner, right? People might come to me more often, especially if I talk about prices. But again, use the use the calculator. Use the pricing calculator that just disappeared off my screen for some reason. There it is. Um, it works as long as you understand what the various inputs are. And if you have questions about the various inputs, ask in the Eco channel. We have people who use this calendar all the time. Um, yeah, like Kitty says, she gets asked all the time, probably because she's an admin and a super active member of the community, right? It's hard for her to answer because she just uses the calculator, right? Hey, Punch, how you doing today? Are you done of your long drive, I assume? I hope. Well, obviously, I hope you're not watching this while driving. Yeah, don't be scared to use the price calculator. As long as you put the inputs in right. And again, this number I would usually go like 5. This number I would go anywhere from 20 to 50 for most things. Right. And then make sure you have your right skill. Excuse me. Your right skill level. Make sure you have your right upgrade modules. And then it'll spit out. And as long as you have the correct input prices, it'll come out. Wait, what's going on, Bunch? You're not going to be online for another 5 hours because you're in deep doo-doo? Uh-oh. That's not good. That's not good, my man. All right, so look at Discord. All right, give me a sec. Oh, you got a little bit of snow to shovel out there, Punch. 1.6 meters of snow in 36 hours. Yeah, okay. You are in deep. You are in deep, Punch. Yeah, the link works for me, Kitty. It brought it up for me. I think too, you can put links in because you're a mod. I don't think other people can, but you should be able to because you're technically a mod. So just to recap, pricing. If you're unsure, ask. Try to periodically update your prices. Pollution. We're going to revisit it in a couple of days. Actually, let me go over to my Steam truck and see what pollution's at. I need something here that I can check pollution. I hate having to travel over to the other continent where I have my Steam truck every time I want to check the pollution level. The fact that you can only check the pollution level. Not doing the link for you because you have chat. Well, I have chat popped out too, right? But I have a second browser up and it opens in my other browser, no problem. So I'm not really sure. Yeah, pollution we're going to revisit. Even if you're mad at somebody for bad prices, don't call them bad names. Would be another take from this morning. Remember, be good to each other, right? And maybe it's doing something weird because you were the one who linked it. posted it, right? But when I clicked on, well, on your second one at least, um, it opened for me. Yeah, and it's working for Latero, it's working for Sarah. So it should be good there, Kitty. Um, I'll have to talk with my min team about potentially doing another building contest this run. I know Kitty was possibly doing some events. I don't want to commit Kitty to that yet because I know she's not sure. Maybe we'll do a racetrack again just to use up some of this asphalt since there's way less roads. What's going on down here? Secret entrance. I found the secret entrance to the horror ding house. Oh, lagging. Secret entrance. You want to do a Kitty's hide and seek? Cool, because I enjoy Kitty's hide and seek. We'll get the laser by order for the lasers and stuff in the government store sometime soon. I don't know what else. We got at least 2.5 weeks till the meteor. I would say 95% chance we do it on the 20th, unless like there's a good reason not to. It's 2.5 weeks away. You're not sure if you can devote to it. Depends how you feel. Yeah, and okay, if you're not feeling up to it, that's fine. That's why I said you were thinking about doing something. You're not sure. So yeah, see right now we're polluting more than the plants are pulling out of the atmosphere. So if I had these things turned on, we're good-ish right now. Right? Like we're not looking at temperature change right now, but if we continued at this pace, eventually we would have climate change. Right? But again, I know people have been trying to do the right thing and get green power, so I do want to throw those people a bone, throw them some money. And in case anybody was curious, I have mined 0 iron in the last week. I was helping with the iron shortage there for a while, and then I just ran out of time. I just stopped. And maybe at some point I will pick that back up again. But as of right now, I just haven't done it. Straight up. Is what it is type of thing. What's going on over here? Poluticorn. This is Kingo's place. Oh, I like this door. Frame glass door. I don't know. Is this door new? I feel like I've never seen this type of door before. Or am I just not remembering it? It has been around for a while. Three solar panels fit perfect on your roof. Not new? Yeah. I'm not surprised, Kitty. I am not surprised. There's another one. Well, at any rate, it's not something I've seen a whole lot of. You've used them in government stores before? Well, that makes me feel dumb. I feel like I should know then. Yeah, we got a nice little dock down here. Yeah, I feel like this boat should be faster than this boat. And maybe they were planning an additional boat that was faster and it just didn't make it in. Because I'm pretty sure they were planning for like 8 or 10 different types of boats, and there's actually only like 6. You should have some in stock right now. Oh, I believe you that you have them in stock. I'm just not good at remembering things like that. Costco. Hey, look, there's one right here. It's going to be one of those things where everywhere I go, I see it now, right? What's that effect called? I forget. A lot of frame glass. Oh, doesn't that robotic assembly line use an absolute ridiculous amount of power? Like, yeah, they rebalance power and not in a good way. Oh, hey, look, another one. Hey, whose place is this? Cool game. I feel like I have not been by here on stream. Xander has one too. Of course she does. Got the nice glass Millery here. Millery? Is it Millery? I guess it's just mill, right? It's not a Millery, it's a mill. A baking mill. But when I hear mill, I think like a log mill, right? I don't know. Yeah, that's good, Kitty. You're trying to keep everything stocked up. Yes, Bader Meinhof is when you become aware of something or see something, notice something for the first time, and then it's everywhere. I think you're right. I was gonna say Mandela effect, but I know that's something completely different. Mandela effect is when everybody thinks X occurred, but really it wasn't. But for some reason, everybody thinks that. And it's not a good explanation, but anyway, I know it's not the Mandela effect. That's something different than what I'm talking about. Ooh, and I will say this part of the map that I'm going towards right now, my computer doesn't like it. Debts and contracts. Well, I have no idea how debts work either, to be fair. Contracts. Look, I'm going to be honest. People have suggested a tutorial about contracts to me more than once. And I'm not saying it's a bad idea, but it's something that I would have to take a lot more time to understand better myself before I could do a tutorial on it. Because I know the basics of contracts, but yeah, I know you can make loans and stuff in this game, but it's not something I've ever messed around with. And thank you, Punch. Good luck shoveling. Remember, guys, like and subscribe. Join the Discord. And if you enjoy my content / enjoy my server, consider supporting me on Patreon. Shout out to my patrons. Could not do this without them. That is the updated one, right? Yes, Dude Mando is on there. Kitty says, does anyone know how contracts even work? Well, yeah, I guess when I was in my brain when I hear contracts, I was thinking of work parties because work parties are done at the contract board. Yeah, that's not exactly going to be an exciting YouTube video, but that's fine. Well, here's one tip for anybody who's considering being an aspiring YouTuber. Your videos need to be either informative or entertaining, preferably both, but it's hard to be both, but you need to be at least one of the two. If you're not informative and you're not entertaining, you're not going to do very good. And I'm not saying that I am super informative or super entertaining, especially during my live streams. I feel like my guides are pretty good, are pretty informative, but I try to mix in, I try to get at least, a couple of like tips every stream, right? I try to, a couple of things people can pick up while also mixing in the odd joke. Try to be funny from time to time. Usually fail, but occasionally I'll make it funny. Asphalt tomatoes. I'm not sure if I'd recommend eating asphalt tomatoes, folks. More specifically, I think it's asphalt and tomatoes and other crops. Oh, this part of that. I mean, I've been playing for 3 hours. This part of the map is always bad for me. But coming on the end of a 3 hour stream, I've traveled a lot of the world. Yeah, not only that, free, free crushed sandstone for anybody who wants any animal products or us. We got the Oak Island Imports. This is the folks that live out on the island west of me. The hard dyed asphalt tomatoes. Oh yeah. Oh, the store is turned off. All right. You've been watching my guys' streams for a few days lurking because I started playing Eco with 4 of your friends. I can confirm that you helped a lot. I'm glad. I'm glad I was helpful. I try. It's just, I find it hard to make eco guides because if you try to be your out fuse, all right. Enjoy your food shopping. I need to get groceries soon too. If you try to just cover one topic, it's hard because everything is so interlinked in eco, right? Like it's hard to talk about smelting without talking about mining or advanced smelting or whatever, right? Um, so it's hard to make good, concise guides, I find. And it's hard to make generalized guides because there's just so much, right? Like I try to keep my guides concise if possible, but I find it hard with eco. But yeah. We got mini store here. It's Rico's backyard. Got animal products of Russ over here. Nice little brick. That's Ashmaker's place. This bridge is still nice. It's been nice since the start. Still nice. This is, I believe, Sunday Operator's place. If the game stops lagging, it's a good thing I'm ending stream soon because this performance it's not cutting it. Sunday Morning Wood. Your place looks so weird now. I'll take your word for it. I think it looks fine. No, my computer's throwing a fit. I don't even know if I can go through here without like just lagging out completely. Nice composite though, and some ashlar. All your picture frames are blank. Well, everybody's picture frames look like this for me. Great artwork. I mean, I would. Obviously, ashlar sandstone, and what kind of composite is this? Honestly, I don't know. Saba? Wow. So close yet so far. Looks good though. Other than the Riddler is taking over the server, yes. Exactly. It's exactly what it looks like. Buy steel wet. Yes, this is a good, tip too. Steel whetstones repair steel tools. They also repair modern tools. So if you have modern tools, you need steel whetstones to repair them. Just in case people don't know. Swedish logging and mining. I believe this is Stefan, who I believe is Meanie's partner. Skid steer. Got the industrial elevator going down. And then we come up North Dakota's place. Nice little forest. Oh my god, yeah, the lag. It's too much. Yeah, I got through a whole stream without having to restart though, I guess, so I should expect it. But yeah, that part of the map's always bad. Even if even if I just log in, if I go through there, it chugs a bit, right? Looks like you spam picture frames all over your place for no reason. Just empty frames, right? Just no the reason why there's never mind. I was gonna say, is the reason why there's no lines on this asphalt? The reason is the game has not loaded the lines yet. That's why. That's the reason. All right. So I know it's not quite 4 o'clock, but I'm going to end stream here. We almost made it to 3 hours, but I will be back. Oh, Russ. I'm sorry, Russ. I'm just finishing up. But hey, you can always watch it back. It's there. It'll be there. You upgraded your subscription, your Patreon. Nice. Thank you very much, Russ. I mean, they say they did, Kitty, work on server performance. Think how bad it would be if we didn't restart the server twice a day. Right? That would be not good. Yeah, thank you very much for that, Russ. I'll be back Thursday. So yeah, I'm back on my Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday streaming schedule. I imagine that'll be the case right till the end of the server. Yeah, thanks for coming out, everybody. We'll revisit pollution in a couple of days. Hopefully some of the pricing things will get a little better now that we've had a little talk about it. Yeah, that's all for this one, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you want to join the server, join my Discord. Links in the description down below. Most importantly, folks, be good to each other. Have a great day. I'll see you in the next one.